Okay, welcome back. What we want to look at today is something on preventative maintenance. Now, some of you will become maintenance electricians, some of you will become maintenance engineers, some of you will be expected to carry out assessment and observations in some companies, such as nuclear plants, for instance, or power stations. So one of the things is that you will have is a preventative measure to deal with an issue which may occur. Now, if for any reason that an issue occurs, you have a preventative plan in place, and that plan will action what needs to be done and how it should be done. Okay. Here we have our preventive maintenance and the technician. Now, hoping that I can bring this into so you can see it in full. Okay. I'm making the most of it. Okay. And also here as well. Okay. Okay, and let's just come back so we get the heading in. And it's elements of a preventative maintenance program. Okay. And there's your criteria. Let me go back a little bit more that we get it fully into shot. Okay. Now I'm putting in this channel because some of you will need to be able to have a look at this, and some of you will be required to write or do an assignment in regard to some of your work. Okay, this would be ideal. Now here, tools and equipment. And here's a kit just showing you what some of the tools you should have as a kit as the technician. You should always be well equipped. And you'll find that sometimes if you're traveling with a van, you have even more equipment than this in some cases. Okay. Just pan back, make sure we get it all in view. Okay. Now I don't need to read this to you because you can read this for yourselves. Okay. And it's not relevant for me. This is just to give you an idea. You can see that simply that this is already a toolkit, and you will have something with even more equipment than this. Okay. Every technician should toolbox. Okay. And it's more complex. My toolbox was more complex than this one. Okay. It carried many stuff, especially if you have to do conduit or trunking and so forth, and they may not always be plastic. Okay. Tools and equipment. Okay. Just go ahead. So here is one of your most important tools you should have. Okay. Digital multimeter. Okay. And again, I don't need to be doing much on this because you should all be familiar with this already. Now this is just a loop back plugs. Can provide important diagnostic information while troubleshooting serial and parallel ports. They work by sending signals out and verifying if the correct input is received back. Diagnostic information can be gained from individual pins, ports, controllers, and printer outputs. Okay, so let me just bring this into view so you can see this. Now this is a 25-pin D-shell connector. Okay. Now I have no idea if they still use them these days, because these were mainly in connection with parallel ports at the point in time, but we now today use mainly serial ports. The problem is that a serial port could never reach the speed of a parallel port. Okay, because it is singular, but they have tried to increase the speed these days, so we'll live with what we have to use. Okay. And just pan back, make sure we get everything in view. Okay. Yes. Now, environmental guidelines. Now, what to do with the old computers or parts? Can they simply be placed in the garbage bin so that they are hauled to the landfill? No, not legally. You should not be doing that. Okay, they should be disposed of properly. Okay, that applies to your computer keyboard, to your computer monitor, to the computer itself. These are contained items which sometimes can be reprocessed. Okay, I'm not going to read this to you. You can read this for yourself. I'm making sure that you can see it, and it is quite clear. Hopefully it's clear enough to be seen. Okay. Okay. Now, environmental guidelines for a server room. Okay. Never put the server against duct work, too hot, or next to air conditioning, it's too cold. Okay, etc. This is just common sense. Okay, so I'm not going to even going on any further on this. Operating temperature should be 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 95 Fahrenheit. Storage temperature should be -40 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and heat dissipation maximum should be about 10,000 British thermal units per hour max. Okay, if you're giving up more heat than that, then something is awfully wrong. Then you may need a better cooling system. Now here, environmental guidelines continues. Okay, too much humidity in the air and moisture can damage the server electronic components. Use a computer vacuum cleaner. You have a carbon dioxide extinguisher by reducing the oxygen content of the protected area below the point it can combust will enable or minimize the risk of any ignition of any fire hazards. Okay. Let me just pan this out, make sure we can get it in fully. Okay. Okay, here we have, let me just bring this in close so you can see for yourself. Now, proper disposal of hazardous materials. Now, batteries often contain earth metals that can be harmful. Classified as hazardous materials. The disposal of batteries is tightly controlled both at the national and state or local levels. Okay. And the desired method for the proper disposal of batteries is recycling if possible. And they do recycle batteries these days now. So, okay. Proper disposal of hazardous materials. Monitor must be disposed of. Laser printers, etc. Toner cartridges, ink cartridges, solvent and other liquid cleaning materials must be properly categorized and disposed of accordingly. Okay. Again, you can read this for yourselves. I've made this so that you can see it. Okay. Let me just go back a bit, make sure that it can come into frame. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me just pan back a bit so we can get this full in. Using material safety and data sheets. Okay, let's go in so that we can see what it is saying. Here you can read that for yourself. Don't need me to read this out to you at all. This includes hazardous ingredients that can affect a person's health, fire hazards involved in using the material, and first aid requirements. Okay. And again, it's bringing these so you can see that it matters. Okay. And you can see something there that says national safety. Okay. I'll bring this down a little bit so you can see it. Okay. 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 Thank you. Make sure we got this in frame. Okay. Yes, we have. Okay, good. Now, material safety and data sheets, okay, just continue. That's just giving you a more broader view as to what it would contain. Okay, right. Let's just go into it and see if I can zoom into it. I would like to zoom into it actually if I can, but my camera don't give me a zoom. That's interesting actually, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Now pan back so we get the full view of it. Okay. Okay, thank you. And we can see it says MSD in full. Okay. Right. Thank you. Right, now electrostatic discharge. Okay. Now that is dangerous. So static electricity is the buildup of an electric charge resting on its surface. For a person to feel an ESD, there must be at least 3,000 volts buildup. Yes, I would agree with that. I've had many static electricity shocks. Okay, so again, this you can read for yourselves. Let's just make sure it's in view. Okay, and let me just go down a bit so I can bring it in to view. Okay. Okay. I will take you back up. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get on with that. Okay. Okay, good, good. Okay. Okay, and anti-static bag, okay, for use, safety. And that tells you about it, okay. Now be aware that you should have these at all times, okay. Safety, safety, safety first every time, okay. Grounding wrist straps, okay. Let's bring that into you so you can see what it looks like, okay. Okay. Compressed air, okay. This is for cleaning and helps to eliminate static buildup, okay. Grounded workbenches, okay, here. Okay, let's get that in a good view, okay. And move to the side so you can get that in, okay. I'm just going to go down a little bit so you can take it all in as well. Okay. And let me just go down over here. Now this shows you the actual size of the voltage which you can expect to have come across at a point in time, okay. Hopefully you can see that, okay. Let's get this back up and get back into range, get back into focus. Make sure you fill the frame. Okay. Thank you. Okay, yes, we're good. It's in frame. Okay. Again here, preventive maintenance for computer peripherals. This is showing you the computer peripherals, okay, etc., etc. Monitors, okay. Again, be aware that monitors can't just be dumped either. They need to be disposed of securely and safely. It should be cleaned and be presentable, because remember, if you work in a factory and you're located in the office and you have a computer, nobody wants to come into your office and see a messy computer. Okay. Okay, so let me just get you in the frame. Okay, sorry, somebody. Right, a mouse if you prefer. Okay, all this is just telling you is that the various type of mouse that is available are mice. Okay, I prefer to call a mouse because it's singular. But then again, you can have more than one mouse, which will make mice. Okay, never mind. Here, keyboard. Okay, and again, I don't need to explain too long on this now. You know keyboards by now already, and it shows you the standard that they should be kept at. Okay. Now, please be aware that today's printers will, on the screen, will tell you what you need to do to clean it. So you won't need a manual as such now, because the manual is already on the screen, so you just bring it up. Okay, that's today's printers. Now, I admit that this is information going back a while, so don't be too cruel on it. Okay, this is where we came from before we are at where we are now. Okay, thank you. Scanners, okay, same thing, similar thing. Okay, right, again, we don't need this scanner so much because printer comes scanners now, we don't have them separate, they're now all in one. Okay, just additional information. Okay, computer software preventative maintenance. Okay, here you are. Okay, all I'm going to just step through this now. Okay, because this is all stuff. Your looking, if you need to know how to control your computer and set up your firewall, go into your control panel on your computer. It will direct you to your system completely. Okay, and please remember that whereas your computer weren't accessible by your Microsoft many moons ago, they are quite accessible now. They have remote access, and I'm sure that is now built into all computers, which can be a bit of a problem. Okay, I'm not going to check this. Okay, that's for all-time systems. Okay, like mine, because I still use Windows XP and I still use Windows 7. Okay, I mean, I still have the program Windows 95, believe it or not. I mean, you know, our very first computer system. Okay. Okay, this was telling you your user responsibilities. Okay, and support antivirus. Now, to prevent virus from infecting the system, the best defense is an antivirus application. So you can use today's viruses. You can use, I mean, you have Nortons, you have McAfee, something like that. Okay, you have search and destroy. Can't remember his name exactly offhand, but There's a firewalls, okay. This just tells you the use of a firewall and why you need a firewall on your computer. Okay. And your computer should have a firewall already, okay. But remember that a firewall can be overcome, so be aware of that. So you need probably multiple systems that would provide that additional protection if you're working in a public environment, of course, or even a private one for that matter. Okay. Power issues, okay, just to tell you about blackouts, the complete loss of power, etc. Brownouts, sags are a drop in power, okay. So basically that's what they are, okay. Power issues, noise is caused by interference, spikes are sudden increases in voltage. Power surge is a dramatic increase in voltage. You get this in some countries, so you need an anti-surge device, okay. And here you are, anti-surge device, suppressors, bring them into play. Get back, get that into play also, okay. Okay. Similar thing, similar tasks, does a similar job. Okay, surge and anti-interruptible supplies. Okay, let's just get this back into frame. Okay, so we can see it. Okay, good. Uninterruptible power supplies in server environments. Okay, let's just bring this into play, and you can see this and read this for yourselves. Okay. Now here you can read this for yourselves in full. I'm not going to read this out to you because it's now just telling you about UPS. And again, UPS if you like, okay. And summary, just what we have recapped and covered. Okay, and I hope you found this useful. So please do have a good day and see you soon. Bye bye.